Developing news affecting Amazon. A top executive has called it quits, saying the company culture is just too toxic. Vanessa Mashanya joins us live. And Vanessa, we've of course heard criticism of Amazon before, but not from a company vice president, and nothing quite like this. I know you got a chance to talk with Tim Bray a short time ago. What did he say?
Hey, Greg. Yeah, good evening. He did get back to me. He was nice enough to reply, but he said that he's just not going to speak to media about this. However, he certainly had a lot to say in a caustic blog post about Amazon and his reasons for leaving. So here's who we're talking about. This is Tim Bray, and up until May 1st, he was a vice president and distinguished engineer working in Amazon's web services for 5 years. I mean, that's a great job. He even said it himself in his post. But in that post called By Amazon, he said that he quit in dismay at Amazon firing whistleblowers who were making noise about warehouse employees frightened of COVID-19. So Bray said that while Amazon claimed that safety precautions were in place, workers were raising alarms about being uninformed and unprotected in those warehouses. And he said those workers were fired for it, for speaking out. He said that those firings, quote, evidence of a vein of toxicity running through the company culture. I chose neither to serve nor drink that poison. Our Chris Daniel sat down with one of the fired employees that Bray was talking about.
By doing that, you've chosen to end your employment at Amazon effective immediately. My 15-year career ended in about 30 seconds.
So Amazon has said in the past that those employees were fired for repeatedly violating internal policies. But on Tim Bray and his blog post, Amazon told me that they have no comment. Live in Seattle tonight, Vanessa Mashanya, King 5 News.
Vanessa, thank you.